What's up, everybody? This is your old pal Shelby Lynne here, and today's vlog is gonna be a little different from how you probably normally have, seen me. You'll all expect, ooh, I'm Shelby Lynne, my usual happy bubbly self, but today is a little different. This is gonna be a little bit more on the serious side. I should also point out that this might be one of my longer vlogs, so those of you that have the attention span of a Vine video might want to click the back button right now. With the holidays fast approaching, I'm sorry, I didn't sleep well last night. I just woke up maybe a half hour ago because there's been something kind of on my mind that's been eating away at me for about a year now. I just kind of feel like I need to talk about this because it's been stressing me out for a long time, and hey, it's Vlogmas, so what better way to spend Vlogmas than talking about Christmas stresses. A little backstory. Last year around Christmas time, my family and I had spent, the last, several months. There's a truck that went by. Hi, truck. Anyway, spent the last several months, just bitching about how, holidays are not what they used to be. Being that it is more about the gifts and less about the family and being together in one piece. And my mom was like, let's just skip Christmas altogether. That's how bad it got. I mean, I work retail, and guys, back me up on this. Anyone that has worked retail for at least a year that, worked through the holidays, being like Thanksgiving and Christmas, Black Friday, all that shitstorm, we all know the ugly side of holidays and Christmas shopping. We decided last year that we were going to make Christmas more about what it was meant to be. Being a family, being together, being in one piece and good health, remembering those who weren't there this year, and less about the gifts. My mom came up with the idea to have sort of a name drawing thing, because I come from a big family, and the person whose name that we drew would be the person that we shop for and buy a gift for Christmas. Instead of getting each person something, and going hog wild, we were going to just get one person a few things. Set the limit, $25, $50, something like that. Anyway, so that's what we did. So fast forward to Christmas Day. Now, mind you, this was around the time where I didn't have a lot of money to spend, and neither did my brother. He was jobless at the time. We were pretty tight on funds, and so we decided that we were going to get our parents something from each of us and kind of put together Christmas Day. But what ended up happening was that it was an honest mistake on his part. But he misunderstood, and I'm outside right now because this subject kind of upsets him, so I don't want to be talking and have him listening in on my rant and, get him upset all over again. But anyway, so I found these fun things where I work. They're these big, giant 1-pound candy bars. It's a full-on candy bar. We had 1-pound Snickers, thing that had 2 half-pound Reese's cups and 2 half-pound peppermint patties. My dad's favorite candy is Reese's peanut butter cups, and my mom, she loves her peppermint patties. So I thought, oh, that'd be perfect. And, they're $10 a piece, and my mom already said, don't go spending all your money on Christmas, where we're gonna make this about family and less about gifts, like I keep saying. So Christmas comes along, and we do our gift exchange. Just my family and I. The plan was, whatever we do amongst our immediate family, that was our own business. But when we got together for the big family gathering, that's when we do the name drawing. But anyway, we're Christmas morning, we're opening our gifts and doing our exchange. and I present mine to my folks. And then my brother presented his side. Now, the honest misunderstanding was that he thought, that we were going to get, one thing from each of us for both of them. And I got mom and dad one thing, while he got one thing for both of them. Like I said, misunderstanding. So, long story short, for reasons still unknown to me to this day, my mom assumed that she didn't get anything from my brother. And which was not the case. See, my brother, he got them a CD set of country music CDs because it's what they like. They like country music. So he thought of getting one thing that they both enjoy together, whereas I got one of each, individually, something that they'd enjoy. So my mom took that as her not getting anything from my brother. Obviously, it was not the case. What happened next is something that has not been able to get out of my head for the last almost year. She went insane. She started screaming and yelling and crying about, I see how I rate in this family and how much you all care about me. She's running around the house screaming and crying. My poor brother, who feels terrible, is trying to catch her and console her. He's running around the house chasing her down. And the 25 years that I have been alive, I mean, we've all witnessed our moms, having, not real breakdowns, but, they say, oh, this house was clean 5 minutes ago, and, the mom rants like that. But this was something that was straight out of some sort of reality show, like that kind of, shitstorm breakdown. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? My father and I were standing there watching this. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know what was happening or why it was happening. And nothing we could say or do could console her. Nothing. She ended up locking herself in her bedroom and crying while my brother was basically outside begging her to come out. And I'm sorry, but she wasn't having any of it. It calmed down, and we just did what we normally do, which is pretend it didn't happen. Whatever. So eventually everything calmed down. And it calmed down long enough that when we all got together for the big family holiday gathering, that it went smooth. It went without a hitch. It was like nothing even happened. Until 5 minutes before we were getting ready to leave. And I didn't hear it at the time, but apparently my aunts and my grandma, asked my mom, and was like, so what did you get? And my mom just shook her head and said, nothing. Next thing I know, my aunt is tearing into me, saying that you should be ashamed of yourselves, both of you. And I'm like, wait, what did I do? And she's like, oh, that your mother does for you, and you just get her a stupid peppermint patty. And I'm like, I was dumbfounded. I couldn't. I just ended up saying, well, it could have been nothing. And I just left. I walked out, went to the car, and just started sobbing. Because I felt pretty shitty. I felt like I had been lied to and betrayed, because lo and behold, it really was about the gifts after all. And I couldn't believe that everyone would stoop so low as to attack my brother and then attack me, even though I did get her something. At least I did, in my opinion. And, it's been stressing me out ever since. I was thinking that I was doing something a little bit more special than getting, the typical candles and prepackaged bath sets, because, I mean, I know my mom likes those things, but I was trying to be a little bit more special and a little bit more thoughtful, because, I mean, nothing wrong with candles and body wash. I'm a girl, I like that stuff too. But when you get, my mom has tons of candles and tons of body wash, because that seems to be all we get each other. And I'm thinking, how can I go above and beyond a little bit? So that's why I thought that the peppermint patty would be a good idea. And it wasn't. And I felt so hurt that I had been accused of not getting her anything. And as you can see, a year later, it still kind of hurts. It's still been on my mind. I'm thinking, oh God, what do I have to do to not let that happen again? It's like, do I have to go broke to keep her happy this year? And I shouldn't have to. Because it was her idea to not make it about the gifts, but that's what ended up happening anyway. I've been stressing out a lot over what to do and what to get her, or what not to get her. I don't even know at this point. I know Christmas is 2 weeks away. I have gotten her things. I've spent a lot of money on these things, money that I don't really have. And I'm just hoping that what happened last year doesn't happen again. Because that... I know I'm probably blubbering about, first world problems and all that, but it did really hurt me. Like, it was a slap in the fucking face to go from thinking, it's not about the gifts, and it was. And I have been racking my brains for a year thinking of what to do. I mean, I'm hoping that I got it right this time. I really am. But the point is, it's that I shouldn't have to do this. I shouldn't have to feel this way and be scared and worried. And then my dad, I mean, he's my rock. Everything that I've, become, what I am today, is mostly because of him. You see me, you see lots of him. But the only one complaint that I've ever had about him is that when it concerns my mother, he is spineless and, loses his backbone when it comes to her. And, bless his heart and his peacekeeping ways, while I couldn't look at my mom, I didn't speak to her for a good 3 days. Because I felt so horrible and betrayed and all that fun stuff. And, he didn't want to see that go on anymore. So he took my brother and I, after he picked me up from work, he took my brother and I to Walmart to get her something else. He paid for it, which, frankly, the only reason why I agreed to it is, A, he didn't want to see any more feuding between my mom and I, and B, he says that you didn't have the money at the time. I understand where you're coming from. I'm on your side, but, but we have to get her something more. And I thought, I shouldn't have to, because in my mind, I already did. But since he's begging me and, my dad just wants to keep the peace, I agreed to do it. So, things did get a little bit smoothed over after that. But I said, my sob fest earlier, it's been bothering me a lot. That I've had to stress as much as I have this last year. And especially now that it's crunch time for Christmas shopping. 2 weeks, guys. I hope yours is all done. Or at least, pretty close to being done. Because I'm pretty much done. I'm just worried about my mom's gift. Because, God, I hope she likes it. If she doesn't, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, what would you guys do in this situation? I mean, I don't want to go the fuck it route quite yet because yes, she is my mother, even though she drives me insane and is the reason for 60% of the stress that I have in my life. I still love her. She's my mother. But I don't know what to do. I'm crossing my fingers that I got it right this time. Although I thought I got it right the first time. Apparently in her eyes I didn't. Hopefully this wasn't too long for you guys. Thanks for staying with me throughout my little rant and sob fest and woe is me, blah blah blah. Just something I had to get off my chest because it's been eating away at me for a long time. No, almost a year now. So, cross your fingers and hope that this Christmas goes a lot better than last year. So, I hope your Christmas goes well as too. As goes well as well. Well, that's a bit of a redundant thing to say. Alright, so, oh look, Percy says hi. Hi, baby boy. And those cats keep me sane, let me tell you. So, until next time, this has been Vlogmas with Shelby Lynne.